Epilepsy, a neurological disorder characterized by recurring seizures which has affected the lives of millions across the globe. The Ministry of Health, in collaboration with Foundation for Epilepsy and Stigma Support Gambia, launched the Epilepsy Clinics project that will ensure the highest quality of care for individuals affected by epilepsy disease. The launching was chaired by Dr. Kabir Cham, Ambassador at FESSGAM, and ex-registrar, Gambia Medical and Dental Council.
I am reliably informed that GEMS is indeed part of a major research study. Through this survey, it is intended to find out what more can be done to help people with epilepsy in their daily lives, beyond just medical care. You may wish to recall that the aim of GEMS is to explore, exploit, and learn directly from people with epilepsy and their families globally about those areas most important to improving quality of life. It is therefore envisaged that the epilepsy stakeholders and partners will use the results from this international study to raise awareness and advocate for better support and services for people with epilepsy globally. It is now my singular honor and privilege to invite Dr. John Gaban to introduce the concept of Ministry of Health FESSGAM clinics. I thank you for your kind attention.
Dr. John Jabang, the Vice President of FESSGAM, said, "The Gambia is lucky to be among the 2 West African countries to have launched this epilepsy project," adding that the intention of this project is to provide the country with qualified, trained doctors and nurses on epilepsy case management.
The President for Foundation for Stigma and Epilepsy Support, Mrs. Adam Jalo Jane, our keynote address speaker, Professor Obiaku, CEOs here present, OICs, heads of department, and I would in a very special way recognize my very head of department, Dr. Cherna Jalo, participants, trainees, the press, ladies and gentlemen. Next, please. So I am honored as Vice President of the and co-founder of the Foundation for Epilepsy and Stigma Support to welcome you all also on the occasion of the launching of the Ministry of Health FESSGAM Epilepsy Clinics under the Global Epilepsy Needs Survey project that we are doing today. So I want to give you a background of what the Global Epilepsy Need Survey is. So the Global Epilepsy Need Survey, it's a survey that is run by the International Bureau for Epilepsy. Now, the 2 international bodies for epilepsy are the ILAE, which is the International League Against Epilepsy, and then followed by IBE. Now, the purpose is to capture from life experience perspective the non-medical, psychological, and everyday needs of people living with epilepsy. The goals of the GEMS project is to ensure impactful progress on IGAP implementation and to achieve a transformational social change for people with epilepsy. Now, I'll just take some time to say a little bit on the IGAP. That was what we wanted the WHO controller to say. So the Intersectoral Global Action Plan on Epilepsy is the concept that WHO has come up with for a number of years, and that is to look at the burden of neurologic diseases in total. So epilepsy is what is actually used as an entry point. So hopefully from now on, we should be able to have a lot of attention coming from WHO to neurologic diseases, and epilepsy is one of those. So after WHO rolled the IGAP, then IBE, as part of their needs assessment survey, came up initially to organized this needs assessment. Now, the needs assessment comprised of 15 countries, and I'm sure the president will detail that. And we were lucky to have applied to the president, and we were successful in having been granted to be participants. So out of the 15 countries, there are only 3 countries in Africa, and I think it is us, Uganda, and Morocco. It's the US, it's Canada, it's other, other bigger countries. So really, I want to applaud the president for really the great work that he has done. Again, the aim is to identify imminent unmet needs, to collect prompts and experience measures, to capture levels of awareness and literacy. The rest, of course, is we will do that. So if you look at the GEMS preparatory workbook, a lot of work have been done. We had several meetings. We have to present because every country have to make their case, for us to win. I would say that one of the things that really, brought a lot of attention to the Gambia was the fact that we wanted to establish the MOH FESSGAM epilepsy clinics worldwide. One of the criteria that was very strong in most African countries was the ability to cover, to have a global representation. So there's some African countries where getting to the interior part of the land becomes really very, very difficult. And for the Gambia, that wasn't really our big problem. And I remember on Friday, Adam and I set out first thing in the morning. We went to Buyam, had a meeting, went to Soma, had a meeting, went to Bansang, had a meeting, finally went to Basse, had a meeting, and came back. But if you ask me whether I will repeat that again, I will tell you I will never repeat that. Because I think we all suffered that. But again, it just shows that the country is small and all these things can happen. Now, if you look at it, this year, the timeline. So a number of timelines have been set. So first, there was a preparation of the draft, for which we also did participate in. We are almost about to have the final draft. The survey is going to be launched. It's only going to be 6 weeks. The survey is just going to be 6 weeks. And then after that, it is right up for the survey, and it's also to send the survey away. So yes, if you look at this, what does it mean by just filling so much surveys? It's very tiring. And that was the reason why this new concept came in. You just imagine sitting down, okay, they say go and fill 250. You just go sit with somebody and be filling a survey. It's very boring. What is going to come out there, we say? So we thought at FESSGAM level, why not we use this GEMS project to then develop epilepsy, move it to another level? And that was when the whole idea of forming the MOH FESSGAM Epilepsy Clinics came into being. And the idea was then sent to the Ministry of Health, and the Ministry of Health embraced the idea, and in fact the Ministry of Health even showed us other places that we never even included in the project. And once that was done, we are very grateful to the minister and his team. They wrote to all the hospitals, which means the general hospital, the teaching hospital, the general hospitals, and all the district hospitals in the country, and to ask them to help in participating in the GEMS project and in the formation of this. And because of that, few things we
your own country. Lower middle income countries has moved in just $4,000 to $4,000 in a year. This is where many of us belong to Africa. And some African, North African countries are higher, on the higher ladder. While just 8 West African countries are there in this group. Okay? We are talking of lower, middle income countries. So which countries are this? Cote d'Ivoire, Sao Tome and Principe, Ghana, Mauritania, Nigeria, Senegal, Benin, and Guinea-Conakry. I'm sure you know these countries. They belong to lower middle income country. I've not mentioned Gambia yet. Okay, so which are low income countries in Africa? They are supposed to earn just $1,045 a year or less. 27 countries in the world belong to this group. 27 countries in the world, in the whole world, and 24 are in sub-Saharan Africa. And none of them are in West Africa. Okay? So, if you look at it there, you can see why I highlighted Gambia. This is where we are. So, you don't need to read this, the Bible. Guinea Bissau, which are very close to Burkina Faso, Gambia, Chad, Togo, Nigeria, Liberia, and Sierra. These are very familiar countries. Some of you belong to these countries. And if you look at the countries in blue, that is just the beginning of the just. So what are the characteristics you see? So you are from Basel, you say it's a big town. Don't know the other countries. So I said I've just been here. So. But I'm from Nigeria, I know that we have this kind of places. I've been to South Africa, and even in South Africa, it's supposed to be an upper middle income country. They are in Soweto. There are places like this. But of course, I come over here. I've gone to somewhere here, where the university is located. The provost, the public university, and this, I guess, you can know how the people are living there. So what are the problems? You have to see there's poverty. Poverty will earn less than $50 per month. Even per year, it's possible. Lower life expectancy, people don't propose. But surprisingly, Gambia has a very good, seems a very good healthcare system. The Minister of Health, he will tell me better. And I'm interested in going around. But what I've seen, I see ambulance all over the place, which is very unusual in many of our countries. Nigeria, you don't see ambulances like that, the way it's in Gambia. But I also, even in spite of that, I'm sure so many dead pets or go at home, unsupervised deliveries, and many of those children die. High population density is a problem here. I don't know, it may not be a problem in Gambia, but it's a problem in some other countries like Nigeria, Ghana, where they do about that. High illiteracy rates is a problem in Gambia. Many people cannot speak English even. Ordinary English cannot speak. So that means they didn't go to school. Many didn't go to school. It's a problem generally in West Africa. General problem literacy. It is a place the government has really take, notice. Last fact is that by the time somebody dies in a place in Nigeria, you see a picture 50 years, 40 years, it's achieved so much. Meanwhile, we see people living up to 100 years overseas. So why should people be dying at 40? And we are celebrating them. So that is the characteristic of a low-income country. Okay? And you attribute this to witchcraft and what? No, it's not so. It is because the health entities are poor, the social entities are poor, environmental entities are poor, economic entities are poor, and so on and so forth. So this is just the global index, calculation. These are all calculations, which I don't think maybe go home with the slides. The points have been made of it. Now, the foundation, Mr. Gama, General Jenny, he mentioned it. As a country that 2020, about 50 million people have epilepsy. This is a data that I assure you that these 50 million that is captured, they are not part of the people captured in Gambia here. Let me tell you the reason why. I'll need to explain it. CMD is here, sir. What I notice is that one, many of the patients come with cards and take the go. So data is not captured. So if I go now to that OPT, that my clinic, I say I want to know the number of people with epilepsy. That so is here. I will never get that data. So these 50 million is the people in Gambia are not here. Many people in West Africa are not in this system anymore, because we are not in the data. And that is the essence of what they are doing today. To help you to the data, let us see whether we can recognize this. Because the more we recognize them, the better. There are no cards, folders to keep. For because they say a folder is confidential. But you see a person carry a card, what? Even the trust of his card, they take it home. I mean, on the written there. At times it comes back, the rat has eaten the card. Or it has fallen to water. So you don't have any data. Or you have to start all over. So there's no data here in Africa. What's in West Africa? Maybe is it worse to here? So it is here to all of us here to ensure that we start with data. So we can have accurate record of the number of people that have a place. If we fail here now, so I don't know we are going to get it right. And so we know that majority of these epileptics are living with us because of those indexes we have just told you. Children are not well cared, they are delivered at home, they develop bronchitis, they develop meningitis, they develop infections. We are talking about the brain. Once the child is born with an abnormal brain, the next thing that child will have is epilepsy. Once an adult has a stroke, 6% of them will develop epilepsy. And here, more than 80%, let me say more than 6% of adults have hypertension. And many of them will develop silent strokes that may go into the place.
I think one of the Achilles tendon with Professor Reginald Obieko was actually was exposing us. Data. Without data, you cannot inform the burden you're talking about. Getting to any of, I hope there is somebody from Tanifing General Hospital. Yeah, I'm biased there because at least we made some investment, and I think Lord Francis Small Teaching Hospital also in some areas they've started this EMR, electronic medical records. You get to the record, I don't know, department or unit at the Lord Francis Small Teaching Hospital. If you are not careful, you will not only lose your mind, your brain, but you may even end up losing your child. So, the data repository, how we accrue data, how we store data. But most challenging for us, sometimes we are not too bad in getting the data, but we don't even talk to the data. We don't even know the value of what we have. And again, it's a challenge to all of us here. Now there is a shift, but formally they're just limiting themselves with numbers, numerical value. And yeah, you can say 1, but is it 1 out of 0? Is it 1 out of 100? So, but if you now trying to convert it, and this is where your problem is, your denominator. And for each hospital, I know this concept of catchment area statistics is a huge challenge. The list they will tell you, oh no, doctor, that's not possible. Of course, there is nothing impossible. You can start from one phase, improve it until you get what you want. Surely, if you don't know the population you are providing services or you are working with, then you have a problem. Because there is no way you will be in a position to measure anything, both in terms of what you're providing and even to justify the resources you are providing, whether it's human resources, equipment, material, or financial resources. Thank you very much, Professor. And I think as young brains, I always telling you people, it doesn't mean that my brain is archaic. But young brains, always you need to be challenged. There is always room for improvement. Thank you very much. This is a reminder and also a stimuli so that when we go back, we keep on going back to the data, to Borden, and Professor has even given us some socio-economic indicators classifying the countries globally, regionally. And you can do it even at the district level, at the hospital level. Thank you very much. So, you want to introduce that individual, please? We're now getting to the tail end of this morning's ceremony.
Mrs. Adam Jallo Jani, the president and founder of FESSGAM, gave some background information about the organization.
Of our members, who is a person who lives with epilepsy here in the Gambia. I always believe that it's really good to hear it from the person that it affects. The buying, the commitment, it's actually more than me standing here as somebody. Yes, I do have family members who have epilepsy, but today we have someone who's actually living it at this moment, and she's going to share some of her experiences. I'd like to call on Tabitha Brooks, who's sitting just right there, to come and share her journey with us. Now, as you know, with epilepsy, we've always struggled to find somebody to attend our program because of the stigma. So I'd like you to give it.
During the event, a survivor testified boldly, saying that most survivors with the illness fear to show up due to stigmatization.
About her experience. Here is the picture. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sarah and I am a person living with illness. My experience navigating epilepsy has been both challenging and rewarding, serving as a testament to my strength and resilience. I was diagnosed at the age of 28 and I encountered profound challenges with my seizures. Even though I attempted multiple anti-epileptic medications, my seizures could not be controlled. So I had to find alternative ways of controlling my seizures and better understanding what was causing my seizures. With the support of loved ones and medical practitioners, I managed to stand here today. Not free from epilepsy, but managed to be able to live a normal life, as people would say. So I think it's very important that I'm in the midst of Gambian medical practitioners that are very interested in better understanding this illness and trying to combat the stigma association with epilepsy in the Gambia. My advocacy, it just stems from my personal encounters, both within family and outside, as I have a sister as well who has epilepsy. So it is very important to have family support when you have someone that has a seizure, if it's not even a family or friend, because that really helps us during our times of when we are really down. I fortunately have been seizure-free for about 6 years, but this is something that happens anytime. It can happen anytime. I did research a lot into my type of epilepsy and how I found different solutions to it as the anti-epileptics were not working. But I encourage every single Gambian or person living in the Gambia that has this illness to try to better understand their illness, and also to medical practitioners to listen to your patients. It's good that you have studied the illness, you understand it based on, but to also listen to the patient as they're living with the illness on a daily basis. And there are certain things you wouldn't understand, or you wouldn't even say. You would say it's not possible, it doesn't work like that. But the person living with the illness knows exactly what they're experiencing. So listen to them, keep listen to their advice, listen to what they're experiencing, and that way you'll be able to better support people living with the illness. So thank you very much again, and I wish you guys all the best. Hopefully, in the next 20, 30 years, Gambia will be in the same level that other countries are with regards to. Oh yeah. So I forgot to say I had an accident as well in 2017. I was ironing and I had a seizure, which caused a burn, but I walk around with my scars because I believe I'm a survivor, and all of this just helps people that are living with the illness, because it takes a lot for someone living with epilepsy to come out and speak. So I walk around like this. If people ask me, I just tell them I have epilepsy, and that's the reason why I have it. So I encourage everyone, whoever's watching, who is escaping our family members, come join FESSGAM, and hopefully we can create a support group to support each other and help each other with, go through this illness.
Do we have a picture?
Yeah, thank you very much. Lesson for all of us, healthcare professionals. Our lecturers, our teachers, textbooks, and now online courses teach us on and about diseases, okay? Somatic diseases. And you parrot it, you do your MCQs, you do your OSCE, and you pass. But I think what our colleague is telling us is not only to read, but to try and understand and assimilate these conditions which we are being taught. One point. Second point, and I hope and do pray that that archaic derogatory terminology ascribed to patients are no longer tenable now. You see a person and you see a case of malaria, a case of pneumonia, a case of diarrhea, for God's sake. I mean, you're dealing with a human being. He's an individual, but he's an individual within a family, and the family is within a community, and the community is within a society. And then broader, if we escalate it, unit of humanity. So anybody who comes to you, these are the parameters which, through your analytical assessment, should be in a position to inform your management plan. Please, please, please. Thank you very much. You've really taken us back to 101 medicine and nursing. And I'm quite sure the good old teachers, unlike, with due respect to Professor Ogun and the rest, unlike, I mean, the old guards, there is that human phase, there is that human element in all our teachings. And I want to challenge you that it should also be translated into our professional practice. Thank you very much for reminding me. We now have the singular honor and privilege to invite the representative of the Honorable Minister of Health, Dr. Amadou Lamin Samate, who for unavoidable reasons cannot be with us physically, but I'm quite sure in spirit he is ably represented by the Deputy Director of Health Services, Dr. Mamadou Nyasa, to provide us with remarks. Thank you very much.
About thanking for having this strength to continue to coach us and mentoring us. We do hope and continue to pray for the Almighty Allah, continue to give him the support and good health, so that he continued to mentor us. We do hope that he really was emulating, and we are also going to emulate the good step, the right positive step that he has taken after this level. Professor Obiako, Professor of Neurology at FESSGAM, Professor Ogun, the head of lab at the FESSGAM, and also active provost, School of Medicine and Allied Health Sciences. The CMD, Dr. Abdulhari, the president of FESSGAM, Mrs. Adam Yalujani, Dr. Jerham, the neurosurgeon of the FESSGAM, and the vice president of and co-founder of FESSGAM, the CEOs of Bansa and Parapenya Hospital, Dr. Sredija and Mr. Kebamane, respectively, head of department, surgical unit, Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, Dr. Cherno Jallo, all representatives from various health facilities across the country here present, the press, good morning and thank you all for joining us. We are here to mark a significant milestone in healthcare as we launch MOH FESSGAM Epilepsy Clinic through GANS project. This momentous occasion signifies our commitment to ensuring the highest quality of care for individuals affected by epilepsy. Epilepsy, as previous speaker, is a neurological disorder characterized by recurring seizures, affect millions of lives across the globe. Unfortunately, despite advancements in medical science and technology, epilepsy management remains a challenge for both patients and healthcare providers. This clinic is, if established, will bridge the gap and provide comprehensive specialized care to those in need. I must be honest and frank with you. It is unfortunate not much attention has been given to epilepsy in this country. Supported by, there is no enough research to support our intervention, and no enough data to make informed decisions, and no enough counseling, education, and sensitization about the causes and treatment options. And this has led to various stigmatizations and various forms of harmful traditional practices, treatments. I'm quite optimistic. Our epilepsy clinics will be designed to offer a multidisciplinary approach, bringing together an exceptional team of experts from various fields such as neurology, neurosurgery, psychiatry, psychology, and pharmacology. This collaborative effort ensures that patients receive thorough evaluation, accurate diagnosis, and personalized treatment tailored to their unique needs. MOH will work with relevant stakeholders to equip this clinic with cutting-edge diagnostic tools, enabling us to conduct comprehensive assessment, including electroencephalography, MRI, and genetic testing. This advanced technology aids in detecting and understanding the root causes and triggers of seizures, leading to a more targeted and effective treatment strategies. Additionally, the Ministry of Health recognizes the importance of holistic care, focusing not only on controlling seizures, but also on improving quality of life and overall well-being. The Ministry of Health is committed to addressing the physical, emotional, and social aspect of living with epilepsy through various support services, including counseling, rehabilitations, and educational programs. We will be proud if our epilepsy clinic ensures seamless coordination and communication between the healthcare team, enabling us to provide ongoing comprehensive care to our patients. From diagnosis through treatment, we strive to be trusted partners on your journey towards improving seizure control and enhanced quality of life. Finally, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to all individuals who have contributed to the establishment of these clinics. Your unwavering support, dedication, and expertise have made this vision a reality. We are confident that our epilepsy clinic will make a significant impact on the life of those living with epilepsy, providing them with hope and path to a brighter and healthier future. Thank you once again for joining us today. We look forward to a successful operation of our epilepsy clinics and the positive impact it will have on the life of our patients. Therefore, Mr. Chairman, I want to take this singular honor on behalf of the Honorable Minister to officially launch MOH FESSGAM clinics on the True Girls project. Thank you.
I'm cautious to say, Honorable Minister, you make it. Thank you very much. Those were very helpful guidance words, which hopefully will map out the subsequent stages of our engagement today, because I'm reliably informed that after this opening ceremony, then you'll get into the training component of the intervention. So once more, on behalf of the organizers, I want to thank first the High Table representative. We thank the Honorable Minister for gracing, officially and formally gracing and launching the MOH FESSGAM Epilepsy Clinics. The president of FESSGAM, despite her physical absence on the ground, has been instrumental and inspirational in steering the affairs of FESSGAM. Our host, the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, the Chief Medical Director, for his unwavering support. He's a man of less words, but epidemic action. He's an action man, and his focus, priority, patients, patients, patients. But I also want to remind him that not everybody who walks into his hospital are patients. There are also clients. Then Professor Ogun, really, his immense contribution to our human resource capital. When I first met him, or I was introduced to him, and I was wondering, where is he getting the energy and energies he's propelling? When people are driving two-wheel vehicles, Professor Gabriel Ogun is already on a four-wheel drive. So keep on keeping on, despite all the challenges. And our keynote address, Professor Reginald Obiako, in conventional terms, I think this is the second time I'm apologizing, but in real academic circles and conventional terms, one needs to do a citation of your keynote address. And I profoundly apologize for that. But also, I will not tell him the secret, because now everything is online. Before he came on, I managed to Google who he is, but I didn't want to embarrass myself, not knowing all the details. But we thank you, and we thank you for joining us and helping us to really move the human resource capital from where it is to where it should be. And for you, fellow participants, I know you from different parts of the country, and of course, the same categorization of institutions, either from a hospital. No, mainly from hospitals. We are all from hospitals, okay? So we thank you for the time invested, the interest shown, the commitment displayed, and the dedication to improve what you are doing. You see, in life, there is always room for improvement. And I keep telling the youngsters, there is no problem without a solution. I remember when I used to be in active service, youngsters will come to say, Doctor, you know, these communities are not cooperating. They are not cooperating. And I tell them, you are now blaming the community, but maybe the problem is you. Because if you have a transistor radio, in those years we used to use transistor radios. Now everything is online. I say, when you tune in your transistor radio and you either opting for news or music, if you don't tune it properly, you will neither hear news nor music but noise. And the other corollary is you have a key and there is a door. You want to open that door. If you don't insert the key correctly and manipulate it correctly, that door will never open. So I always send them back, go back to the community and do what I call social anatomy, social physiology, social therapy, and then you will know how to manage it. So we hope and do pray that you will take this very seriously and don't also be dissuaded by John. Your life is not only epilepsy, but epilepsy is being used to enhance your critical thinking, analytic approach to any and all the problems you will be exposed to at your posting stations. And always ask yourself, and this is where the development will come, always ask yourself, yes, I'm doing this, can it be done better? You do it, it takes you maybe 1 hour to address something, can I do it half an hour? But of course, doing half an hour, don't compromise quality. Because if you compromise quality, the end result will be, you will be discharging your patients to the mortuary. And that's not why you have been trained or hired to do the job. So I thank you very much for your patience, understanding, cooperation, and wish you well, and hope that the subsequent stage of the program, you will enjoy it and be an active participant.
Let us become CMP so that we don't have to go. They will spend the night in Pansa. Then the following day, they will see Pansa. It's a big pass. Because going there in the morning, leaving there, before you leave, going to the main what I'm saying. So FESSGAM will really facilitate that with the help of Dr. Masudai, who is the CEO. So Farafenye and SL also is the same thing. Basically, Farafenye and SL is not far from. But we don't want to visit anybody to Gambia. So we have to go all the way around. Yes, we were sure. But we just have to go all the way around. If not, SL is just very close. We will go and take some photos. We will allow the IK to take some photos. So they're interested in have a photo with our candidate, and then from there, all of us will get a photo. So please, those that are having the pre-test is going to start 11 o'clock. Grab your breakfast quickly, then come and then we will do the pre-test. Again, the pre-test, don't worry about it. We're going to do a pre-test and a post-test. What we are most interested in is to see what you have learned. So,
reporting for JMB TV, I am Babukar Fai.